Welcome to another video. In this video we will add authorization in our application, so the authenticated people can only be able to create the post, edit and delete the post. For example, you can see currently I am not logged in, but I am still able to create the new post and edit or delete the post. But we should avoid this one because only the authenticated users, for example, if I created this post, I should be only able to edit and delete this post. The other posts that are not created by me, I should not be authorized to edit or delete them. So yeah, that's we will do in this video. So before starting, if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe. Because we are pacing up this application very fast, and it's the 12th part of the series, and hopefully we will do more than 50 parts and make this application really like for the production level. So let's start. If we go back to the GitHub, and we will use this gem CanCanCan. So we will use this gem for the authorization. So to use the gem, let's copy this and go to our gem file and add the gem here, and then let's go back, let's stop the server and run bundle install. Okay, you can see that one gem is installed. And then next what we have to do is we have to run this command. It will create the file that we will be using for authorization. So let's run this command rails g, or you can also write the whole command generate GENERATE, then CanCan : ability. Okay, so if I hit enter, so it creates this ability.rb file in our app and then modals. So let's run our application and go back to the VS Code. Let's open up that file in the modals and then ability.rb file. So this is the file in which we will define all our permissions and rules. So like which user should be able to do which actions. So let's go back to our blog app and refresh. Okay, you can see that I can, so let's hide this button if the user is not logged in. So let's do this thing. Go back to our index.html.erb where we are listing all the ports, and we are on all the ports we are having this button. So this is the button. So let's add a condition of if, and then we can use our helper method that we added in the application controller. Go back to the controller and then application controller, then we can use this user.signedin. It will return true if the user is signed in. So here we can check if the user is signed in, then run this code, otherwise don't run this code, and this button will be hide if the user is not logged in. So if we go back and refresh, you can see that I am not logged in, and now this button is, the create new button is hidden. But we can still go to the post/new, right? And let's try to add the new post. If I click create post, and our code is broken because the current user is now nil because the user is not logged in. So what we can do is we should not be, this URL should not be accessible also if the user is not logged in. So when the user will access this URL, we should redirect them back. So what we can do is, in our post controller, we can use the helper method, the method that is provided by the CanCanCan gem, and that is load and authorize. Instead, before that I can also show you. So first we can allow authorization for only this URL. So let's go here, and in the post we can use this authorize, and then exclamation mark, this is the method, and then we are using the new, this is the name of the action that we want to authorize, and then this is our object, right? And then if we refresh or hit this post /new, you can see that it is saying you are not authorized to access this page. So means that we can't access this page anymore. So we have added this authorization, and we can also authorization to the create, because user should not be able to create the post if he is not authorized. So we can write authorize and then create and then the post. Okay, so if I refresh, and then let's comment that out so that we can access the page. And then if I fill the form, so before we assigning the current user to the post object, let's say authorize it. So if I hit enter, you can see that you are not authorized to access this page. So we have add authorization to the create method. In the same way, we have to add authorization for all the methods one by one, but CanCanCan also provide a one method that we can use, that is load and authorize resource, right? If we refresh or let's say go back to this page again, I have misspelling. Let's copy this one and paste it here. If I go to this page again, so I am getting this, you are not authorized to this page. So this is now applying to all the methods in this, all the actions in this controller. So but we can, if I go back to our root path, that will show the index page of the post. So it means that authorization is also added on this section as well. So but we want to skip this method, because if the user is not logged in, he should be able to read the post only. So we can add some option like accept, and then we can pass all the methods that we want to except, and then it means that we want authorization for all the method except the index. So if you want to skip the authorization, you can add the other method, the actions that you want to skip. Okay, so if I refresh now, you can see that now user can now show the posts, the index, this is this section. Okay, so if we go back to the post new, we are not authorized, right? Now what we can do is, you can see that instead of showing this error, we can show a specific alert to the user that you are not authorized. We can show any alert. So instead of showing this page, right? So let's go back to our application controller, and here we can rescue, because the ability can be applied on multiple controllers. So this is the common place that every controller inherits from this application controller, and then we can add the rescue from here. We can add rescue from CanCan colon access denied, right? And then we can get this exception block exe. This variable is up to you, you can give any name. And then here we can add a flash, and flash will be of type alert, or that will be of warning that access denied, or we can say that you don't have permission, to access this page. Right, and then we can redirect to root path. Right, okay, let's fix this spelling. So if we go back to this URL again, if I click refresh, so it says that you don't have permission to this page, show this alert, and it redirects back to the root path. So if I click edit, it still says the same error. If I refresh and then click delete, click OK, you can see that it is saying you don't have permission to access this page. Okay, so what we can do is, let's sign in. Okay, now I am logged in, and now if I click on the post this button, it is still saying you don't have permission to access this page. So here we will go to our models and ability file, and here we will define all the rules here. So in this method, the current user object is being passed, so ability. So this file accepts that you should have this current user method in your application. If I remove this one and then if I refresh, let's return false here, and I just remove this method and then refresh. Let's remove the current user from all the places. Let's remove this current user from here, so that I can show you like ability accepts that you have the current user in your project. And then in the ability.rb file, let's add a debugger here. If I refresh and then let's click sign in, so in the application controller, let's return true and then I can log in. And now if I click on this new post, so you can see that ability is calling this current user method in its code, and this code is hidden, is coming from our gem, so we actually can't access that one. So the reason why I want to show is that current user method is mandatory if we are using this CanCan gem. So let's uncomment it and revert our code back, and also current user.name here, and now refresh. If I go back here, and you can see that the code is stopped in the CanCan ability, and if we check this user variable, you can see that we are getting this current user in this variable. So we are getting our current user. We refresh and then let's go to our nav bar. Okay, now if I click on, I am currently now logged in, and if I now click on new post, so now the code, the request goes through this ability.rb file. So here we can check user. So it says the current user that is logged in. So in the ability.rb file, we can, what we can do is we can return unless user.present. We are saying that if user is not present, just return from here. And then what we can do is we can add one rule of can, means that the user can access, what access, he can access the new, and then here we have to use our, specify our model name. So the user can new and then post if user dot present, but we have also already added the condition here, so we can remove that one. So let's continue, and here you can see that now we can access this page because we have now added this rule that the user can access the new and the post. So let's go back to the home. These links are not working, let's fix them quickly. If we go back to the nav bar, and let's make this to root, and also make this home link to the root. So let's refresh and then click on the home. It is working fine, and then if I click on the new post, you can see that I am now logged in and I can access this page. If I am log out and then I go to the post new, it is saying that you don't have permission to access this page. So our this rule is working fine, and let's add the rules for the other actions. If I click sign in and if I log in, so here you can see that it is saying first argument to the can, and the second is the first argument is the action that you want to authorize, and the other one is the your model. So let's add one more action, can edit and then post, okay, and then also can update and then post, and also user can destroy and the post. So I can also now edit the post. If I remove this edit and I go back here and click edit, it should actually it should not. If I go back here and refresh, if I click edit, it should not show this form. When we to use that, we can add cannot edit the post. Okay, let's go back here and refresh and then edit. Why it is still editing the post? If we go back to our application controller, in the post controller, and then let's comment all that out. And then if we refresh, it is saying that you don't have permission to this page. Let's see, if I click edit, it is saying you don't have permission to edit. And then if I can update, if I click edit, so the update action is linked with the edit. So it means that if you add the specify update, the user should be able to access this page as well, the edit page as well. So this is the rules that are added by ability by the CanCanCan gem. And then let's go back here and again check here. So let's remove these buttons. For example, let's if you can open up a new window and go to our application, and let's see, you can see that these buttons are still appear here. Let's hide them if the user is not logged in. If we go back to our index.html.erb, and then for these buttons, for the edit and destroy, we can actually check if user signed in, and then current user is equal to post.user. So if I refresh, and you can see that the buttons are removed. So what does this condition means? It means that if the user is logged in, then show the buttons, and also if this post belongs to the user that is logged in, then show the button, otherwise don't show the users, because the other users should not be able to edit or delete the posts of other users. So this condition checks that one. If I sign up here, and then let's say if I add test at gmail.com 5 and then sign up, so you can see that I am logged in, but I don't have permission to edit or delete this post, because this post does not belong to me. This is post created by the other user. Sorry, I am still not logged in. Let's sign in again. There is some typo, current user. So if I refresh, we go back to the home, so you can see that I am logged in, but I don't have permission to edit or delete this post. But let's say if I can check here, if I try to edit, /post/1 and then edit, I can still edit this post, right? So here we can actually check. So how can we check that if the post belongs to this user, then he can edit that one? So if we go back, or let's add the rule here. So let's check the documentation of CanCanCan. So how we can do that? Okay, so we can read post, and then user is user. Okay, so here we can specify update post, and then the user is the user that is logged in. Okay, so let's go back here, and then if I can show you, let's refresh this page. So you can see that it redirects back because this post is not belongs to this user. So if I try to edit the post, this post, it redirects back. But if I try to edit this post /1-edit, so I can edit this post because this post belongs to this user that is logged in. So in this way we can add the authorization to our application. I think all the authorization is added. So in the same way you can add this follow destroy. You can also specify the user. The user can only be able to destroy or delete his own post, right? So that's all for this video, and I think we have added the authorization for all our application. And in the next video we will add the pagination to our application, so that our application can load faster, and we can only show like 10 posts on one page, and then add the application pagination to our application. So hopefully you all learned something new, and yeah, please subscribe my channel, and I will see you in the next video.